Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of the Daily Debate. My name is Ahmed Nader and today we'll be focusing on the latest developments in Egypt in terms of construction of new cities. The main theme of tonight would be the administrative capital, the new administrative capital here in Egypt, hosting the Africa 2019 Forum at the end of the month of November. We'll be speaking more about the new cities being built all over Egypt and, of course, the bilateral ties between Egypt and Africa in general. And tonight, I'm honored to be having with me in the studio Dr. El-Sakka, the Professor of Business Technology. Thank you very much for being with us today.
Thanks a lot. I'm glad to having me here. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. And Engineer Haytham Al-Khafrawy, the Teacher Assistant of Economics and Business Administration. Thank you very much for being with us today.
Thanks, my pleasure.
Pleasure is all mine. We'll be starting straight away with a report about the latest developments in the new administrative capital and the latest deadlines given by President Abdel Fattah El-Sisi to the government of Prime Minister Mustafa Madbouli to be having the new administrative capital and the new cities all over Egypt to be built and completed in time. So let's see more in the upcoming report.
Egypt opens up to the world. President Abdel Fattah El-Sisi meets with world leaders.
أعبر لكم عن خالص الشكر والتقدير على حفاوة الاستقبال وكرم الضيافة.
Reaffirming Egypt's vision, delivering our voice abroad.
بتطوير التعاون الثنائي الاقتصادي والعسكري إلى مستويات غير مسبوقة.
Discussing regional and international developments. Solid and strong relations on the path of partnership and development.
President Abdel Fattah El-Sisi requested the government on Monday to meet the deadlines set for the ongoing urban development projects nationwide. He underlined the need to complete these projects according to the highest quality standards during a meeting with Prime Minister Mustafa Madbouli and Minister of Housing, Utilities and Urban Development Asim Al-Gazzar. Presidential spokesman Ambassador Bassam Radi said the meeting focused on the Housing Ministry's plans and projects in several new urban communities under construction, topped by the new administrative capital. Ambassador Radi added that Al-Gazzar posted the president on the latest progress in the new capital's Green River project and Central Business District, as well as on other urban development projects, including New Mansoura City, New Aswan City, and New Alamein City. He said the minister also reviewed the latest developments on urban development plan to revive historic Cairo, including the Maspero Triangle and the Magra al-Ayun Wall. Al-Gazzar briefed El-Sisi on the outcome of Egypt's recent participation in the 10th World Congress of the Council on Tall Buildings and Urban Habitat, at which the minister showcased the designs and building progress of the towers under construction in the new administrative capital. The cabinet reviewed during a weekly meeting led by Prime Minister Dr. Mustafa Madbouli a report on the latest developments concerning the establishment of the new administrative capital.
Under the leadership of President Abdel Fattah El-Sisi, success stories all over Egypt.
مصر في انتظار المزيد من العمل والإنتاج.
New Suez Canal. Developing Sinai. Building on our strength.
القوات المسلحة مسؤولة عن الأمن القومي لمصر.
Building new cities. New social housing projects.
احنا بنعمل أمر التاريخ هيتوقف قدامه كتير.
Developing slum areas. Regaining Egypt's leading role regionally and internationally. Supporting women empowerment. encouraging the youth.
قيام رئاسة الجمهورية بالتنسيق مع جميع أجهزة الدولة نحو عقد مؤتمر شهري للشباب.
Supporting national industries.
احنا بنتكلم كلام بجد عشان نبني بلد.
Upgrading infrastructure.
الغاز اللي احنا محتاجينه هيتم تدبيره من عندنا هنا من مصر. مصر تستحق منكم اللي ادتكم على مدى آلاف السنين ما أنتم فيه.
Together, we make change.
Welcome back. You're still watching the daily debate today. As we did see in the past report, we will be focusing on the new administrative capital and the new cities being built all over Egypt. And of course, the key word here, Dr. Assaid, is the deadlines given by President ElSisi always to the government. How do you see those deadlines given by the President to the Prime Minister, to the Minister of Housing? Do you think that those deadlines make things go faster in terms of constructing?
Okay, thank you once again. Let's put it this way. Some people, they always argue and debate about how could it be that you are putting the dead time for a project, whatever it may be. This is by the end of the day, it's a project management.
Yes.
And they say it has to be calculated and probabilistic model, the risk assessment, all that kind of project management that we are familiar with. But from my point of view, according to what he is doing and putting that kind of deadline, people that are going to work to achieve this goal. And I do believe, if you want to do, and you have here the desire to do, and you are motivated for doing this, and you are capable, and you believe in success, you will do it. And that's exactly the magic formula that he is using, our leader, for the time being. And we can tell from all the success, previous or so far, current stories. So I do believe this is a good approach, though another opinion that they are debating about that. And actually, people that are getting motivated, they are working, they are paying more, more effort, using their minds, and here they are a way of this frame, our mental frame, that it may constrain or to stop them. So I am with that way of working, yes.
Yes, Engineer Haytham, you're specialized in economics and business administration. Yes. How do you see those deadlines and those instructions and the following up of the President and the government for those mega projects here in Egypt to be translated on the ground?
Of course. I would like to add to my professor some aspects.
Yes.
The thing is, we have two main aspects when the world would like to evaluate the Egyptian progress. The first aspect is how people believe in yes, we can. And this is, we are delivering it by this deadline. And the second thing is the economical capabilities that Egypt has. So when you use these two factors and you're trying to enlarge the factor by saying to the world the Egyptian people can, the Egyptian labor can, we have international laborers, we have international engineers, we have international professors and scientists, so we can add a value to what we are doing. So you are giving the message to the whole world that yes, we can. This is one of the main factors and the easy factors that can change your economical rank upon the whole world.
Yes.
So when you add this to the progress that we're doing on ground, and you give this deadline, you're not only giving the message for people to get firm to finish the project in time. Also, you're giving a message to the whole world that yes, this nation is coming. This nation is doing the best to reach the target in the shortest path. So when you come to the way that we are trying to cope with this deadline, we have a lot of professors and calibers. We have the facilities that we can do. Like my professor Al-Said, he's one of the best professors I've ever seen. He was my teacher one day. And at the same time, we have a lot of calibers there at the new capital. Professor Salah, he's one of the international professors there. He leads a lot of innovation. His papers, his research papers. The same thing for Dr. Samah Mahfouz. He's a great person and he's a great professor. Dr. Ayman Khalil. These people, we can. We have the mind, the know-how, we have the professors, we have the science, and we have the hand that can apply the science. So we can do it. What is the problem? At the other side, the political wise, yes, we can do this to give the world the message that we are coming strong. That's it.
Yes, the main theme of Engineer Haytham now is that yes, we can to Egypt, to the Egyptians themselves. We say that yes, we can to the Africans and to the world. But yes, we can do it with the highest standards of quality as well. What does this say about the Egyptians building cities all over the country with the highest standards? It's not just about doing everything as fast as we can.
Yeah, that's right. Actually, when we say we can, we mean that here as Engineer Haytham, and thank him, he is more than one welcome, and I'm proud of him as one of my students. Really, this is a promising youth that we are looking for, and our leadership, they are taking care of them, and that's why we are optimistic where we are going, and we are going to be stronger. The point here when we are talking about and saying that we can, we mean that we can do it in a proper way. We can do it with a higher or optimum quality. That's what we mean.
Yes.
And as he said, and I do agree with him 100%, that here, if you are going to combine all these, expertise plus your enthusiasm, youth, professionalism, professors, science, knowledge, technology, all that kind of things, if it is going to be in an orchestrated way, and it's going to be combined in a way that it will produce the product, definitely the product will be very fast. Service will be delivered in time. Number two, it will be quality, and the same time with reasonable cost, and that's which leads us to what we call it TQM, or total quality management, which is playing on three different factors: quality, service, and cost. Everyone would like to have the highest quality and a very limited time, at the same time here and reasonable or minimum cost. And I think that we are doing that kind of formula, and this is the challenge and the trade-off between the three of them. And really, I am very enthusiastic. By the way, it's accidental here. It is we didn't plan to be with each other, but
yes,
it's one of my. He made my day, as we say.
Thank you so much.
Yes,
thanks a lot. Really. Yes, really. As a role model, you know, there is, of course, there is many of our promising youth. I met them different places. Maybe from here, we talked about this in youth forums.
Yes, exactly.
With you.
Yes.
I was honored, yes, to talk with you about that. And I'm proud of, and we are optimistic. Egypt will be. We can and we will be. Yes.
Yes. So we have Haytham as a bright future for the Egyptians and for Egypt as well, and of course his colleagues. Haytham, how do you see the interest or the priority of Egypt now, or the political leadership in President Abdel Fattah ElSisi in having a priority in the youth of Egypt, to be concentrating on the capabilities of the youth, and of course, as Dr. Al-Said said, organizing youth forums for the Egyptian youth, for the African youth, for the global youth as well. How do you see such a step and such an interest from the presidency to the youth of Egypt?
I see that we are playing an integrated rhapsody. His Excellency President Abdel Fattah ElSisi is leading the strategy that we are going to be sustainable. Sustainable with the human resources, sustainable with our energy, sustainability. We are going to complete the whole image. So to keep sustainable, you have to invest in youth.
Sure.
So he's trying to transfer his whole knowledge and his whole experience that he has on TV for everybody to know how to deal with this problem when it comes to you. So when we are in the youth forum, you will find the president himself, he's asking the youth, what is your opinion in this problem? And he's totally 100% with you, with his whole senses, because he's trying to teach you something. So when you're going to sit at this chair, at that chair, you will take the right decision. You won't lose time. You won't lose effort.
You would have experience.
To the point and the target. You got the experience, you got the science, you have to be well educated, you have to be well mind planned, you have to be precise. This is Egypt we're talking about. This is a nation we're leading. So you have, if you're going to get it wrong once, twice, 3 times more, you should be under supervision. You're still youth. And their strategy is to teach us where's the right thing to do. So when you see the whole idea of the sustainability, even with the human resources and the youth, you will see that we are going at the right path. The same thing in construction, the same thing in small and medium businesses. He's investing, the political leadership is investing in the small and medium business because they are trying to keep it as much as possible for the longest time with the aspect of sustainability. So when you invest in small and medium business, one day you will have a great agriculture factory, you will have a great industrial factory. So you're going to reach to your aim, you're keeping the people, you're trying to reduce the consumption of the people from the exported products, and at the same time you're trying to balance the economics of Egypt. So when you go through this way, no, I think we're doing great.
We have a sustainable development agenda in Egypt in 2030 and in Africa in 2063. Yes. How do you see the importance of building a new capital, the new administrative capital, new cities in Mansoura, in Alamein, in Ismailiyah? How do you see the importance, Doctor, of building those new cities and the capital?
Really here, actually, this is a right decision and a right time. I mean, maybe it was just a little bit delayed for a while, but thanks Allah that we are on the right track here. I'm talking about SDS, or Sustainable Development Strategy.
Yes.
This is the first time, really, from my point of view here, that all the nation is around specific strategic objectives. They see the vision. And as my dearest friend, Engineer Hassan, mentioned right now, he says here that our leader, our role model, he is talking with everyone in publicity and telling them where we are heading, where we are, and to try to let them participate at what we call it here, group decision making. And this is a kind of training and empowering the youth as well as they are empowering women, and they're taking care of youth. And this, because without this, it's a very, important resource that we were not able to use it in an effective and efficient way before.
Yes.
So if we are going to look at here the new capitals, really, as you see, as you can see, how about the population here in Egypt? They're expecting 2050, in 2050, it will be over 40 million. Even if the traffic, now we are suffering from traffic, suffering from utilities, and it's a nightmare, as we can say. The point is, if we are not going to find a solution, people that won't be able, the infrastructure, in this case, it won't be able to deal with, we won't be able to cope with. That's why there was no other solution, but we'll have to expand and find another city. And what is the beauty of this? Maybe the delayness sometime, or the delay, it's on our side. Because actually, as we know that here leading technology, especially we are talking about 5th generation or 5th generation, we hear about this. And by the way, tomorrow this will be the end of WFR here, the World Frequency Conference in Sharm el-Sheikh.
Yes.
And we'll start tomorrow, 22nd and 23rd, this Africa investment. we see that here we are going to have smart cities. Smart cities, we are transforming. Not only transform Egypt, we are the beating heart of Africa. Egypt is making here the promise to be true for Africa, for all the African nations. So we are working with the latest. We begin with the end. We don't need to reinvent the wheel. On our side here, the new technology, it will give us and facilitate the life and prospect. This is economic technology, business technology, both of them. And we are making what we call it digital transformation. This transformation, people that may misunderstand, misperceive this, they think that everything is gonna be just digital. No, it's a new way of thinking that we are going to here to make use of those innovative youth, of those creative, how to think out of the box, how to make your life better. This is the aim of technology. Technology actually is applied. When we are talking about science, science answers two questions. Why and how? Why this happens and how it happens. This is science and scientists. But when we talk about technology, it's
translated on the ground.
What is the added value if there is a technology applied to apply science for this? If we don't gain of that, I think that we are here industrial hub, Egypt, yes. According to our people, geographical place, our resources, and I will add my voice to my dearest Haytham as well. Here is for use, for human resource, and these kind of things. These new cities, it's not only going to give millions of opportunities for use or for employments. No, it's going to change the way of life. Our way of life, our way of thinking, our industries, not only feeding industries. And here, as we can see, and this our role model, they are giving everyone think. There is no limits. Do it the way. If you understand what's going around us, and that's usually what we give us here, a leading edge, competitive edge between Egypt and the others. We say always we have at least youth, powerful, empowered, well-learned, well-developed, and even the others, they are having a fast learning. They learn faster.
Yes.
So it's promising. I do believe really that we are going to be stronger, if not the strongest.
Yes, new mentalities will bring to the Egyptians a new, or the new cities will be bringing a new mentality for the Egyptians, not just about moving from one city to the other or one building to the other. We'll be having more about the new cities of Egypt with engineer Haytham Al-Khafrawy following this short break, so stay tuned.
تحية تقدير واحترام لبطل حقيقي. البطل ده هو مصر وشعبها. الحكاية مش حكاية لا حكومة ولا قيادة، ده حكاية كل مواطن في مصر. أكرمت مصر وشرفت مصر وعزيت مصر، انتم قتلتم. فالشرف كل الشرف والكرامة كل الكرامة والفضل كل الفضل لله سبحانه وتعالى، ثم ليكم انتم. شرفتوني واكرمتموني وعزتوني ورفعتوا راسي قدام الدنيا كلها باللي انتم عملتوه. والله 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 لن يستطيع اي رئيس يقف مكاني هنا انه يقدر يعمل حاجه بدونكم. لن يستطيع. قصه وطن يتحدث عن نفسه، شعب أراد الحياة فاستجاب له القدر.
Welcome back. You're still watching the Daily Debate. Engineer Haytham El-Khafrawy, the smart cities, the new cities, as Dr. Assaid was speaking before the break. How do you think it will be changing the mentalities, the future of the Egyptians?
Building new city, it's a bright idea for trying to solve the problem of traffic, as Professor Assaid said, of trying to get new challenges for people to do. We are to give them the fighter spirit. So when you get the people to apply this spirit upon ground, to give them the ability to do that, they are going to change the whole ideology of themselves, by themselves. These people are going to experience a new era of technology. These people are going, our people, the Egyptian people at the administrative new capital, are going to experience a new system of work, a new system, an innovative system of work. They're going to change the ideology of the people. And this is the way the political leaders are thinking now. We are trying to change the ideologies of the people that we are trying to invade the new generation with. So we are trying to change their minds upon work. We are trying to change the minds upon new challenges. We are trying to change the minds upon the way that we are dealing even in schools and universities. Sure. We are giving things in universities and schools that now we are trying to keep up with the quality, total quality management, as Professor Said said. And to complement what His Excellency said, that the Egyptian Code of Practice is considered one of the international codes. Sure. The Egyptian Code of Practice give you the guarantee that you're going to get the highest quality, the highest engineering added value, and at the same time, with the aspect of value engineering, if you kept up with the code, as any engineer can use it, even in construction itself. Plus, the strategic and political way that we are leading with, and the managemental rhapsody, as I said before, a lot of parties are revising the same thing. So you're keeping up with the international aspects of value engineering, the lowest cost, the total quality management. We're keeping with quality assurance, the same thing with quality management. So we're having the whole product as much as possible at the lowest cost and at the least time to be delivered to the consumer. In addition to, if you saw the plan of the new capital, you will find that the city plan was by the idea of the triggers. So you can find this to encourage developers to come and invest in the desert. So you can take the land. This is investment at the same time. A lot of developers now are trying to get lands at the new capital, at the new administrative capital, and at the same time, the government is keeping the environment as much as possible. Yes. For them to be healthy and to be productive. So they are keeping the whole methodologies under the developers' control, under the investors' control, with respect to that now Egypt is a target-rich environment. Now we have the target-rich environment, maybe in the whole Middle East, because now Egypt is maybe one of the most, I think, the most secured country now, thanks to our army. Yes. And thanks to our interior ministry, in addition to our managemental thinking in an innovative way, we are trying to attract the investment to Egypt. With respect to all other countries, we are going to get them to invest here. We are going to get them to put the money here. This is going to be a new way of thinking, and this is going to give you a back and a backup that you're going to deal with, and you're going to take the whole other stage, so you're keeping up with the world.
Yes.
So that is...
And it's not just about building new cities, it's about reviving the historic parts of Egypt as well and historic Cairo. This is
yes.
the directives of President Abdel Fattah El-Sisi
Yes.
to the government and Prime Minister Dr. Mustafa Madbouli to be reviving old Cairo and the historic
Yes.
Cairo, as we did see President El-Sisi in Heliopolis a couple of weeks ago.
Yes, that's right. Actually, we have some fears. Some people, they were thinking about how about here the ancient, very old pyramids, Sphinx, precious Nile,
Yes.
and all these are where it will be. We are going to keep it. Even they are going to refurbish, they are going to renew that kind of thing. I think we cannot do without, yes. But the point here, we are going to put it in a better way. Maybe we are going to have here a new way, modernized, once again to transform, digital transformation for the country here, for what we call it, it would be ancient Cairo and the
Yes.
modern or new Cairo. So we would like here, and this is one of the debates as well, people, they were thinking, some of them, they were saying, okay, you are going to have a desert city and leave here this very famous ancient. No, we are going to keep this one. But this is our history. We cannot do without our history. History give you to the present and the present for future. So we are tied with all this. But we'll let people, they will make use of this and will breathe greeny. It's a kind of utopia. That's what sometimes we make. It reminds me, there is a kind of recall. We would like to have a green place to breathe, and you would like to have all the connectivity, sophisticated, coping with all the leading technologies, coping with everything. Though, in certain time or at one time we're a little bit lagging, but we are coping with that. This is actually this is the picture, the vision. When we talk about vision, some people they mix it up with goals and mission statements. But vision here, this is a very nice dream, applicable dream. Let's put it in a very simple way.
Yes.
Here, that we have a dream. We are dreaming, and at the same time, this dream could be applied on the ground. And that's actually, I would say, that the modern Egypt, modern cities, it was a dream of our president, yes,
of course,
and
yes.
it's coming true. Now we can see this progress. Really, I haven't been honored till now, but I will pay this visit with my
you
friend.
always be
Yes.
pleasure.
Thank you. But I can watch and following this through media, yes. But I'm proud being Egyptian, yes. As we say, if I wasn't, I would love to be. Egypt is the beating heart of Africa. Egypt, we have many resources, we have many factors, competitive edge here, once again, and we will end up with win-win situation. And that's what we are looking for. If we are not going to think in this positive way, we'll never do it. If we'd like just to think that we'll be a winner, no. We would like to end with win-win. Even the competitors, or there is an industrial hub in Saudi Arabia, in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, I would say this is a complementary. This will complement, integrate with us. And I think on the political, foreign affairs and the politics of Egypt, they know what we are doing, and they are making use. Two is better than one, synergizing with each other. I feel that here it's a complete system, an integrated, comprehensive system, as we keep always trying to tie up theory and application,
Yes.
theory and technology. Here, the system is a set of interrelated, interdependent components that are working in a way to achieve the objectives. Here, our objectives, this is a sustainable development objective. Or SDG or goals,
Yes.
Sustainable development goals.
Yes.
So if everyone knows his part, his role, and there is a proper planning, and that's what we are, that's why we'll succeed, and we'll do it, inshallah.
Yes, a win-win situation for Egypt and for Africa, and we'll be focusing on the bilateral ties between Egypt and the African continent in the upcoming report, as the Ministry of Investment invited several African ambassadors to the new administrative capital to be seeing the development of the new capital before hosting them for the Africa 2019 Forum in Egypt in the new administrative capital. So let's see more about this in the upcoming report.
المسافة بين الحلم والحقيقة مجرد خطوة. على أرض مصر بنحقق أحلامنا. بعاصمة إدارية جديدة هتغير الخريطة السكانية وخريطة الاستثمار في مصر. مشروع عملاق بيتم تنفيذه على مساحة 170 ألف فدان، بيوفر أسلوب حياة أفضل. العاصمة الإدارية الجديدة هي حل مناسب وعملي للنمو الثقافي والسكاني، وبترحب بالمواطنين من كل المستويات في مكان ذكي بيواكب أحدث مستويات المعيشة والتكنولوجيا على مستوى العالم. منطقة اقتصادية مجهزة ومتنوعة، جاهزة لاستقبال 6 مليون مواطن. مصر بتتغير. مصر تطور مستمر يفتح أبواب المستقبل.
The Ministry of Investment and International Cooperation and the General Authority for Investment and Free Zones organized a visit for a number of African ambassadors in Cairo to the new administrative capital to check the progress achieved in the new capital project and investment opportunities. The visit is part of preparations for the Africa 2019 Forum, which will be held by the end of November in the new administrative capital, which aims to stimulate investment in the African continent and showcase progress achieved in the new administrative capital project and its investment opportunities. During the visit, the African ambassadors visited the halls where the forum will be held in El-Sakka Capital Hotel, as well as El-Fattah El-Sisi Mosque and the Cathedral of Nativity in the new administrative capital. The African ambassadors praised the promising investment opportunities in the new administrative capital. The Ministry of Investment and International Cooperation is organizing the Africa 2019 Investment for Africa Forum in cooperation with the Ministries of Foreign Affairs and Trade. The forum is said to be the largest investment forum in Africa. It will be attended by a number of heads of states, ministers and businessmen from different African countries, as well as around 2,000 representatives from Egypt's development partners, businessmen and investors from Egypt, Africa and all over the world. The ministry said that the forum will promote investment opportunities in Africa and will witness development and investment agreements between development partners, African countries and the private sector. The forum will discuss topics like infrastructure development and industrial transformation in Africa, prospects for joint Arab-African investment under the African Free Trade Agreement, opportunities for investment in renewable energy, and the promotion of digital transformation in Africa. Africa 2019 Forum will be held this year in the new administrative capital in order to promote investment opportunities in the capital and to introduce it to the African leaders.
Welcome back. Africa 2019 Forum Engineer Haytham El-Khafrawy. How do you see the importance of holding such a big conference, stressing the bilateral relations between Egypt and the African continent at the new capital?
Now we have a whole new ideology towards the African nations, because now, as we know, President ElSisi is now the head of the African Union, and at the same time his innovation in Egypt is he's trying to transfer it to the whole African countries, and he's trying to keep up the whole continent with the other continents, as Africa has a lot of resources. So the thing is, he's doing the win-win situation, as Professor Said said. He's keeping the others updated with all our information, and at the same time he's saying that we have a target-rich environment. If you'd like to invest, that we are capable of this investment, and this is why the place was very strategic to choose.
Sure.
And the facilities there is 100% ready for this forum. If you saw before this forum, the African ambassadors was giving the compliments of the administrative capital and the innovation that happened in Egypt, especially last year. And at the same time, we are giving them the idea that we are a one nation, that we are trying to keep them better, that if we have the know-how, if you have the money, if we have the support, we are all one nation. We have a lot of historical and history, memories even, and as we say, the blood, even the blood we share.
Yes.
Especially the northern Africa and lately the southern Africa. They are keeping up with us. We are trying to export calibers, expertise. We are trying to keep up with the countries that are trying to innovate themselves, with the engineers and the laborers, with the idea of how can we invest in this place. So we are exchanging benefits. They are taking the win of the technology that we are trying to innovate, and we are trying to make them a part of us. We are trying to emphasize the idea that we share the same land with respect to all borders. But we are one nation, we share one water, we share the same place, and we share the same environment. So we should keep each other safe, we should keep each other prosper if we have the capability. So this is their win situation, and our win situation is that we are making marketing for the whole new administrative capital. If you'd like to invest, you are almost welcome. So you saw the place live, you saw the land live, and you saw our innovation live. If you'd like to export engineers from Egypt, you're most welcome. If you'd like to export companies from Egypt to invest in Africa, you're most welcome.
And to build new cities in Africa?
We are opening our arms for anybody. We are shaking our hands even before they think with anybody, that we are giving the full support if you'd like to be innovative, if you'd like to change the present to have a bright future.
Yes, Egypt and Africa, how do you see the improvement in ties between Egypt and the African continent under the tenure of President ElSisi, Doctor?
Really, there is many progress. Actually, we were facing a lot of problems for the last decade with Africa. We neglected them, ignored them for a quite long period. And here, according to our politics, or let us talk about the last or the few last years, we are on the right track once again. From my own experience, you know, I'm that kind of frequent traveler. Yes, doing some consultations, training, education. So I mix it up with them. We have a very high, you know, rank and place in their hearts, and they consider really not only words, they consider Egypt as a beating heart of Africa. They feel here that we have everything in common. We like and we are alike. That's why we are working together. They want us. And before, actually, we couldn't find this in a proper way or enough here how to deal with them. I think that we are doing very well right away. I mean, foreign affairs, political, economical, exchange, technological. And we can recall something. You remember that here 10,000 of African youth who are going to train them here, and we are opening our arms, as Ms. Engineer Haitham said.
And even health initiatives.
And health initiatives. So we are doing. Actually, we have got the capability. We have got, you know, I mean, the main resource, the human resources, the knowledge is a power, as we kept saying that, and they are in need. If you have something that the other side in need, so we'll end up with the same formula here, win-win situation. I think that the coming years or the coming era, we are going to get closer and closer, and we are going to gain, and we are going to fulfill our dream. And here the development priorities for Africa in investment will be achieved by this kind of, I know, of cooperation and being there. Actually, we are showing them something on the ground. People, they talk. Many times they talk. Usually we say, practice your say, practice your walk, talk your walk. Don't walk your talk, don't talk, just talk. So here, if they are going something physical, this is here, I mean, the impression of this, it will be that they believe and they will come to. If we are talking, because many years people, they were just talking and drawing dreams, and at the end of the day, you cannot get something in your hand. We are on the right track. We are optimistic. We are looking for the prosperity, not only for Egypt, Africa, and all the Arab world. Thank you.
Yes, Dr. Saeed Al-Saadi, Professor of Business Technology, thank you very much for being with us today on the Daily Debate.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me and giving me this chance with my colleague as well. Thank you.
Yes, and Engineer Haitham Al-Khafrawy, Teacher Assistant of Economics and Business Administration, thank you very much for being with us today.
It was my pleasure, and thank you for keeping me with my professor, Dr. Saeed. This was a great time spending with you. Thank you so much, Professor.
Thank you.
Thank you very much once again, and this brings us to the end of the Daily Debate for tonight. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.